does no longer have his Cobra. In fact, he's got something totally different. He went from having essentially a Pinto to having a Ford F-250 underneath. That's unfair to no end. First he had this piece of shit little car, now he's got like a fairly unstoppable truck.
All right, so Nick has bought a Subaru. Now I'll admit, I'll give him this. It's got four-wheel drive. But the thing about that Subaru is it has no locking differentials, so really he only has two-wheel drive. The front wheel will spin and one of the rear wheels will spin. It's not that great when you think about it.
Plus he's painted it for what, the apocalypse? Bright yellow? Sure, I get the homage to Mel Gibson, but it's ridiculous to have something that would stand out so much in the apocalypse. I, on the other hand, have something that is much more functional. Yes, mine's white. Yes, mine has red paint on it. Yes, mine has the bright orange bumpers. But you know what else I've got? I've got a gun for shooting at people. I can ram anything in this thing. I've got lots of air running across my motor there and the radiator, so I don't have to worry about overheating the thing.
He also has chopped off the back half of his car. Now, when people engineer these cars, they engineer them as a whole. So when you start chopping parts of that off, you start to lose something. And what I mean by that is that you lose structural rigidity. So Nick's car, right now, his frame is kind of going like this.
Matt, on the other hand, alternators catch on fire. Terrible mileage. What else? It's huge. What do you mean? Well, you can't do anything, get anywhere with that. Floaty suspension, throttles get stuck, you can kill yourself in so many ways in that car. Not to mention there's a doofus driving it.
Now that bumper system he seems to have, it seems like he'd spent about 5 minutes thinking about it and then just went nuts with a welder.
He spent so much more money than I have as well. Let's see, he spent $600 on the first one, $300 on the second, so he's $900 in. This was $200. Running better than his. His check engine light comes on all the time.
All right, my engine light has come on. I'm not quite sure what that means. My concern was here before we left, and now it's up here right now. So I didn't want to admit it in front of Nick, but I am slightly concerned about whether or not I will make it to our destination. Now I have the map and it said we're about 44 miles. Hey Nick, are you gonna pull over here?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
What seems to be the problem, man?
I don't know, my engine light came on, and that can mean so many things. It can mean oil, it can mean water, it can mean the engine's about to explode. I really don't know.
Yeah, with this thing, I'd expect any one of those or all of them.
Yeah, it could be a combination of one or two or all three.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Let's give it
Excellent.
Let's see.
How you feeling out there? How's it feeling, man? Does this, you feel like you're ready for the apocalypse?
I mean, it's a little wobbly, but
Yeah.
you know, what do you expect?
Yeah.
So
I know about that.
You do?
Yeah, mine's a little wobbly. You know.
Wobbly?
Not bad though. I think yours probably worse.
Okay.
Yours probably worse.
Yeah. Okay. We do need a little bit of oil.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, he's not looking. This is a secret. This wire in here, he probably won't notice because he's an idiot. But see this horn here? We hooked it up. I have a remote for it. Yeah. I mean, I can see a lot of the oil leaks coming over here.
Yeah.
Pooling up.
Yeah, a little bit.
The front of the. the pulley.
Little pulley, a little, some gaskets have, they've gotten old. I mean, it's 86. What do you expect?
I'm pretty much running perfect, man. My temp gauge is just below half.
How's your oil pressure? Is that still?
Oil? Oh yeah, the oil pressure is gone. But that sender's broken, so I'm really not worried. Volts are running a little low, but whatever.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get some oil.
Let's get some oil for this thing and get back on the road so I can kick your ass at the challenge.
All right. Little lifeblood.
So before we get back on the road, I make sure that I'm running safe. So I'm gonna be turning my daylight headlights here. There we go. got to be compliant with the law all the time.
So we were stopped here for repairs, and this guy happened to pull up, and we understand, as he's told us, it is about a 501 cubic inch Ford big block, an 871 supercharger. And if that wasn't enough for you, he's got a nitrous bottle in the back. To be an American in America, driving an American sedan with a V8, it really doesn't get much better than that. The only downside to driving a 4,000-pound car is that they do not handle quite like you'd expect. Well, they handle exactly like you'd expect a big 4,000-pound car. So in 1986, this was sort of the Crown Victoria. It had been out for a few years, but it was still a fairly new car, fairly new platform, and Ford really had the idea right, and which is why they're still using it. Well, they were still using it up until a few years ago. But it's good. I like this because it feels like a big, heavy car, and there's something to be said about this. It's a big car. These people want to get past me, but I'm sort of taking up the entire lane. Even though it's 2 lanes, they feel threatened by the car.
How you doing, my friend?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Your car is so slow!
In the apocalypse, it's every man for himself. And I think that's something Matt doesn't realize. He built this playboy sort of vehicle. What he doesn't realize is that when push comes to shove, baby, I'm shoving. You know, I've chosen by far the best vehicle. Matt has wasted his money. He's going to lose in these challenges, and I can't wait to show it to you. Now, pardon me a moment. I need to reattach my hood.